Everyone, my name is Michelle. Welcome back to my classroom. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. In this video, I'm going to share with you how I price my lessons for my independent students. I'm going to show you what topics I cover in my courses, and I'm also going to show you what I offer my parents in addition to their courses. So if you're interested in seeing how I price my lessons, then let's get into this video. As I said, I'm going to share with you how I price my lessons. I'm going to share my screen with you so we can take a look at two of the courses that I offer. So here are two of the courses that I offer. As you can see, we have a 15-day course and a 30-day course, each day priced at $12. So these topics may change. I may modify these courses depending on my students' level of comprehension and exposure to the English language. So as you can see, for my 15-day course on days 1 and day 2, we're going to cover phonics, sounds, and vowels. On days 3 and day 4, we're doing vowels and grammar. Here I'm introducing the and some topic. And on day 5, we'll do an assessment to see how much my student was able to retain from days 1 through day 4. On day 6 and day 7, we're working on nouns and grammar. On days 8 and days 9, we have nouns, but now we also have short stories to incorporate those nouns. At this point of the lesson, I want to hear my students speaking and reading a little more during the lesson. So on day 10, again, I'll do an assessment to see how much my student was able to retain from weeks 1 and week 2. On day 11 and day 12, we're working on pronouns and reading short stories to incorporate those pronouns. On day 13 and day 14, we're doing grammar, pronouns, and we also have a listening exercise. And again, we have short stories to read to incorporate those pronouns. And on the last day, on day 15 of this course, I will again perform an assessment to see how much my student was able to retain for this entire 15-day, 3-week course. So as you can see, my 15-day course is $180. So for my 25-day course, as you can see, for days 1 and day 2, we're working on 2-letter phonics, sounds, and vowels. On days 3 and day 4, again, we have grammar. I'm introducing the and some topic as well as nouns. And on day 5, again, we'll do an assessment to see how much my student was able to retain from days 1 through day 4. On day 6, we have adjectives, nouns, and grammar. And on day 7, we have those same adjectives, nouns, grammar, but we also have conversation. We're going to create a dialogue to incorporate those adjectives and those nouns. On day 8, we have adjectives, nouns, and we're reading short stories to incorporate those adjectives and those nouns. On day 9, again, we have adjectives, nouns, but now we also have a listing exercise as well as we're reading short stories to incorporate those adjectives and those nouns. On day 10, again, we're going to do an assessment to see how much my student was able to retain from week 1 and week 2. On day 11, we're working on verbs, pronouns, and grammar. On day 12, we're working on those same verbs, pronouns, grammar, but we also have conversation. We're going to create a dialogue to incorporate those verbs and those pronouns. On day 13, we're doing a listening exercise. We're reading short stories to incorporate those verbs and those pronouns. On day 14, again, we're doing a listening exercise. We're reading short stories for those verbs and those pronouns, but we also have conversation. We're going to create a dialogue to incorporate those verbs and those pronouns. On day 15, again, we're going to do another assessment to see how much my student was able to retain from weeks 1, 2, and 3. On day 16, we're working on grammar. I'm introducing the who, what, where, when, how topic. And we're also working on contractions. So we'll do that for day 16 and day 17. On day 18, we're doing a listing exercise and grammar. We're also doing contractions and conversation. Again, we're creating dialogue to incorporate those contractions. On day 19, we also have another listening exercise. We're reading more short stories to incorporate those contractions, but we're also going to have conversation and create a dialogue to incorporate those contractions on day 19 as well. On day 20, again, we have another assessment to see how much my student was able to retain from weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4. On day 21, we have compound words, and we're reading short stories to incorporate those compound words. On day 22, again, we have compound words and short stories, but we also have a listening exercise. On day 23, we have compound words, and we have a new topic. We have homonyms. On day 24, we have compound words, homonyms, and we're also reading short stories to incorporate those compound words and homonyms. And we're also going to create a dialogue to incorporate those topics as well. And on day 25, our last assessment to see how much my student was able to retain from this 25-day course. And as you can see, my 25-day course is $300. So here where it says each course package includes, this is what I offer my parents in addition to their course. As you can see, they receive an agenda for each class, so they're well aware of what's going to happen in our next class. They receive access to the class recording. As I said, I record my lessons in Zoom, and I take that same link and upload it to my YouTube channel and give my parents access to those links so they can watch their class recordings. And they also receive an ACFR, which is simply an after-class feedback report, letting them know how their child is performing in the course. So that is how I price my lessons. Again, I may modify my courses to accommodate the needs of my students. I do have one other course. It's a 10-day trial course that I offer to my absolute beginning level learners. In that course, we typically start with the alphabets, phonic sounds, colors, and again, that is a 10-day course for $120. So thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope that you found it to be helpful. If so, please give me a like, and I'll see you in my next video. Teach happy. Happy teaching.